They're challenged from the minute they say girls can't play here to the minute they leave, and you know, all of the things we've discovered along the way that, you know, really encourages them to be resourceful, resilient, creative learners. And creative, resilient learners do not limit themselves by saying, I'm a boy, so I'm good at building, but I'm crap at art. You know, and the girls, you know, I'm really good at art, but I'm not good at building, you know. Well, a kid that says that to me is in for about 2 weeks of intense intervention where we will just make amazing things together and everybody will get on board because it'll be so much fun. But the message is, do not tell me this is your limitation. That as soon as you hear that first child say, you can't play it because you're a girl, and Spider-Man and blah blah blah, they're all boys, well, you know, we're onto it and let's talk about that. That's so interesting that you think like that. Does that seem fair? Well, it doesn't seem so fair to me. You know, in more traditional environments, you know, you will still, it's not challenged at all. You know, nearly all of the ways that they sort the children out are gender-based. Like, boys stand up and line up at the door, girls go and get your lunch boxes, you know, girls clean the tables, boys, you know, clean up the mess on the floor, whatever, you know. And so that would be just something you would never hear at this service, because we do not want to encourage the children to think of themselves as a particular gender, or certainly that gives them particular rights, or that they have only limited choices in what they can do. If the educator's not paying attention and setting up things that are going to, you know, compound those stereotypes, well, then it's going to be a pretty dead-end kind of journey for those kids. They're going to be boxed in pretty much from beginning to end. You know, in my engagement with the children, I think that is the biggest factor in early childhood education. We believe strongly that children learn from their environment and through their relationships, and their relationship with me is probably the most important relationship to them, other than that with their parents. Certainly, you know, I'm a big influence in their life, and the kind of messages I can give them by my behaviour and by the behaviour that we model here is really, really important and has a big influence in the children. And from the second week, the children are really being challenged to accept that every child here has the opportunity to go to whatever area they want to. I won't have resources in the centre that are too gender specific. I actively seek out resources, stories, posters that challenge the kind of gender stereotypes. There's a great business in that if anybody wants to go down that path. Picture books are often supporting a message that I don't believe in, that the boys get to have all the action fun and the girls, you know, get to do all the baby play sort of stuff. So I tell a lot of stories, and children love told stories because it's not something that they're exposed to terribly much, and you can make them as dramatic and exciting as you like. And the best bit, you can make the political message the message that you want without hammering them over the head. You don't need to do that, because with just a tiny bit of encouragement, girls do believe they can lead the play, and boys do believe they can do whatever they like, stay home, mind the baby, whatever. I never have trouble with parents saying up that I want my child to do the ABC, I want my child to, I'm not happy about my child in a pink dress or whatever, because a lot of my work is in self-promotion and pushing the work that we do here and giving them examples. We email them once a month a newsletter that talks about the premise of early childhood education. It will also have things like things to consider, like I put in a contentious question, what would you do if? And so you know, a lot of our work is supporting parents and certainly offering parents an opportunity to think beyond their little boxes. So certainly staff should be now in all early childhood services be really aware of gender stereotyping and actively working to promote, you know, an environment where boys and girls are not separated for any reason, or you know, not expected to be doing any particular thing. These children are so clever, and they, with the tiniest bit of encouragement, can be incredible thinkers.